Namaste everyone, and welcome to another one of our online classes. We're going to do 30 minutes of yoga meditation, so hopefully you've got a bit of time to grab your mat and find somewhere comfortable in your house, and we'll get started. So if you'd like to just sit comfortably, palms facing upwards, you can have your index fingers and thumbs together if you like. Just start to focus on your breath. Notice how you're breathing without changing anything to start with. Just notice your breath. And on your next inhale, start to gently lengthen your breathing. And start to become aware of the lungs expanding, lower, middle and upper lungs as you breathe in. Exhaling out of the upper, middle and lower lungs. And as you breathe, lengthening up through the crown of the head, grounding down through the sitting bones. Relax the shoulders, relax the face, and just draw your mind in to focus on your breathing, on the present moment. So letting go of all those worries and stresses happening in your life and just focusing inward. So after your next exhale, you can just gently open the eyes, bring your gaze down to start with. And then we'll stretch the arms out and up. Inhaling. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Okay, so coming into some side stretches. Fingertips just lightly touching the ground. Sitting up tall. And then we'll inhale the left arm up, or any side. Exhale as you stretch. And then inhaling to change. Exhale, lengthening down through the side ribs. Just go side to side with your breath a few times. And just make yourself even on both sides. And coming back to sit in that neutral position, fingertips lightly touching the floor. Sitting up nice and tall. And then we'll clasp the fingers behind the head and open up through the chest area, arching the upper spine. Inhale. And then exhale, curl forward, no pressure on the neck, draw the elbows together. Stretching the front and back of the spine. The next time you inhale, lengthen up through the fingers. And then exhale, lower the fingers back down. So we'll come over onto hands and knees. Plant your hands firmly on the ground, fingers slightly spread apart, and the knees under the hips. So we're going to lift through the sternum, gently arch the spine, and take the balls of the feet to the ground, and lift the hips, drawing them back, so keeping your knees bent, drawing the belly towards the thighs. We'll do that a couple more times. So knees to the floor, curling up, lifting through the sternum, look up, stretch the eyes. And then exhale, lift the knees, draw the hips back, lengthen the spine, stretching through the arms. And one more. straighten the legs out, come into plank pose. The other, engage through your thighs, space between the shoulders, lengthening out through the crown of the head. Lift the hips, down dog, gradually starting to pedal out the feet, so bending one knee, lifting the heel and changing sides. Then bring both heels towards the ground. Inhale back through to plank, so we'll move between those two positions. Plank pose, down dog. Inhale through to plank. Exhale, lifting the hips, drawing them back, lengthening the spine. One more time. Then this time from plank pose, lower the hips. Stretch through the front of the body. You can bend your elbows a little bit, draw the shoulders down away from the ears, engaging through the back muscles. And then release onto hands and knees. Come into extended child's. Draw the forehead down towards the floor. Breathe here for a moment. So inhale back up, we'll make our way up to a standing position. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. From here, just walk your feet up to your hands. Feet hip width, knees bent. And just slowly roll up. Coming up to mountain pose. Inhale the hands up. To the heart as we exhale. So we're going to move our arms around, give arm and shoulder circles. Inhale up, bring the arms back as you exhale. Just letting go of any tension in the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale as you come down. This time change direction. Bring the arms forward, big circle. Hands to the heart. So just take a breath there. Notice how the body feels, grounding through your feet. We'll come into a couple of standing sequences. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Step back with the right foot, then the left. Come into plank pose. And then release down to the floor. Inhale to a cobra, low or high. And then exhale, extended child. Inhale to all fours, balls of the feet down. Exhale, down dog, lift your hips. From here, we'll raise the right leg just as high as feels comfortable and step it toward or between the hands, lowering your back knee. So we'll just pause here for a moment. Your front knee can be forward a little bit to start with, just stretching around the hips. You can look up gently, stretching through the throat. And then we'll release back, we'll take the knee back, or the back knee back, front knee in line with the ankle. And come up to crescent moon. So you can either support your lower back with your hands, or you can have the hands at the heart, or you can raise your arms. So just do whatever works for you today. Keeping the legs strong, supporting the spine as you arch the upper spine. Good opportunity to fill the lungs. And on your next exhale, release down. Plant the hands on the ground. Take the ball of your back foot to the floor and lift your back knee. And as you lift, raise your right arm, coming into a lunge twist. Pausing there for a moment. And we'll take our arm forward, reaching up through the fingers and hand back to the floor. We're just going to ground our back foot, turn the toes forward, make sure your heels are aligned, bend the front knee and just come up into Warrior Two. Adjust your position if you need to. Try and have your thigh more parallel to the ground. Turn the front palm up, inhale, back hand lightly resting on the back leg. Feel that stretch through your front side. And then releasing forward, front elbow lightly resting on the knee, stretching through your back side. Inhale, come up. So we'll straighten our front leg. Exhale, triangle, so keep length through both sides of the waist. Doesn't matter how low you come, just keep nice length through the spine. Openness through that top shoulder. Your top hand might be on your hip. Or you might want to extend your triangle and take the upper arm towards the ear. Just breathing here for a moment. Then the next inhale will slowly come back up. Back to warrior two, bend the front knee. Take the back arm over to meet the front. Turn your back foot so you can come down, and we're going to lift through the back leg. So you can take a little step first or just straight up. Folding forward with your upper body strong in both legs. Feel free to take your hands on a block or bring the hands a little higher on your leg. Just adjust it if you need to. Long, steady exhales. So we're going to try and stay balanced on our right foot as we slowly lift back up. So taking the hands to the heart and that left knee out in front of you. And you can either stay here, or if you'd like to go a little further, ankle crossed on the knee, flex the foot, draw the knee out to the side, and perhaps fold forward. And your next breath in, come up, release your foot, and we'll change sides. You can walk side to side if you like, shake the arms and legs out a little bit. So on your next inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, dive down. Stepping back, left foot and then right, or the opposite of whatever you did last time. Plank pose, release to the ground. Inhale, cobra, low or high, shoulders down away from the ears. Then exhale, either to the hands and knees or straight through to down dog. And we'll raise our left leg this time. Breathing in, exhale, step it forward. Lower your back knee and just pause there for a moment. Stretching into that hip area. The knee can be a little further forward of the ankle to start with. You can come up onto the tips of the fingers and look up, stretching through the throat. And then release back, so back knee comes back a little bit, so your front knee's in line with the ankle for crescent moon. So hands either supporting the lower back, hands at the heart, and raise your arms. Draw the hips forward, stretching around the hips, opening up through the spine. And release down. Plant your hands, so as we lift our left arm, we're going to come onto the ball of the back foot and straighten the legs. So lifting up, inhaling, reaching out in front of you, stretching through the fingers. And take the hand down, ground your back foot, so your heels line up, your back toes facing forward, front knee with an ankle. Come up to warrior two. Once you're up, just adjust your feet if you need to. Inhale, back hand lightly resting on the back leg. And releasing forward. And the next breath, come up, straightening your front leg, getting ready for the triangle pose. And exhale, fold. As always, just find a position that works for you. Strong in the legs, strong through the center of the body. Push into the feet, draw the belly in and lift. Back to warrior two. Take the back arm over to meet the front. Turn the back foot, come down to a low lunge. Getting ready to lift up through the back foot. So either step it forward first or straight up. Letting go through the upper body. And then we'll try and stay balanced as we lift the torso. Take the hands to the heart. Bring the knee in front. You can either stay here, if you'd like to cross the ankle over the knee and stay there perhaps, or fold forward. Focusing somewhere on the floor. Inhale back out. Feet together. The legs and arms a bit of a shake. Standing back in mountain pose. Close the eyes for a moment. Remember your breath. Filling lower, middle, then upper lungs. Exhaling out of the upper, middle, then lower lungs. So inhale the arms up. Come up onto the balls of your feet. So just balancing here, stretching through the body, down the sides of the body. Lower your arms to shoulder height. And try and lower down now to a crouch. So if you have any knee issues, just stay higher. If you're okay to come all the way down, just try and balance there for a moment. Good, then to come out, release your hands down, and we're just going to come back to a seated position. Your feet in front, sitting up nice and tall. Then walk your feet back, perhaps on the toes, balancing there, or maybe lifting your feet, or maybe coming into boat pose. You can support the hands behind the thighs, or you can take the arms beside the legs, so just breathing there. If you want to go a little stronger, inhale the arms up, exhale them down to one side. See your hip, inhale up and down to the other side. Just do one more each side. And release down. We'll take the soles of the feet together. Come into cobbler, hands around your feet, or you can also have your hands behind you. You find you hunch a little bit, just sit up nice and tall. And then from here, we'll just rotate a couple of times around the hips. And sit up really tall, inhale, exhale, fold from your hips. Just as far as feels comfortable. Once you've reached your limit, just relax the head and neck. Breathe in here, breathe into the hip area. Your next inhale, slowly come back out. Take the feet to the ground. You're going to roll down, so just make your way slowly down to the floor. And once you're down, just let your knees rest together. Bring your palms up. Relax the spine into the ground for a moment. We'll walk the feet back towards the hips and just feel the outer edges of your feet line up with the outer edges of your hips. Then take the palms down and slowly lift the hips, drawing the spine off the ground, coming into bridge curls. Keeping the knees hip width, exhale, one vertebra at a time, rolling back down. Inhale, roll up off the floor. Exhale down. The next time you come up, you'd like to hold your bridge pose. Walk the shoulders in a little bit. Lift the hips a little higher. Draw the sternum towards the chin, opening up through the chest area. Breathing here. And slowly curl down. You take your knees in towards the chest, hands around the knees, and just roll some circles around your sacrum, a couple of times each way. And then release your legs down. So we'll finish off with the spinal twist, and we'll come into our yoga breathing and meditation. So take the legs down to straight, arms out from the shoulders. I'm just going to take the right foot, so the sole of the foot onto the left thigh. Slide your hips a couple of centimeters to the right, and then guide that right knee over to the left with your left hand. Feels okay on the neck, turn to look at your right hand. And just breathe here. Your next inhale, releasing back, come back to center. Take the left foot to the right thigh, shift your hips a couple of centimeters to the left. Take the arms out, guide the knee over to the right, perhaps turning your head towards your left hand. And release. Come into a comfortable position. We'll just lie here for 5 minutes, and feet hip width apart, arms slightly away from the body, palms facing upwards. Just make sure you're comfortable. And we'll come into below the breathing. So just stay lying down, or if you need to sit up you can, but just try and have that relaxation time. Closing the eyes, sorry, there's a dog barking outside. Closing the eyes and just let your body sink into the ground. Notice the body become heavy. Feel the feet, toes relax. Feel the legs and hips relax. Feel the belly soften. Imagine all the internal organs releasing down toward the lower back. Feel a release through the spine, shoulders. Relax the arms, hands, and fingers. Feel softness across the chest, up into the neck and throat. Your jaw relax. Let the muscles around the eyes soften. Feel the scalp loosen. Feel the back of your head rest into the ground. Just let your whole body relax. And tune into the rhythm of your breathing once again. We'll come into below the breathing, which is a staggered breath. We're simply going to stagger the breath into 3 parts, or any amount of parts that works for you. On your next inhale, inhale 1/3 into the lower lungs and pause. And continue the inhale 2/3 into the middle lungs and pause. And complete the inhale into the upper lungs and pause. And a long flowing exhale. Do 2 more cycles, staggering the inward breath into 3 parts, just pausing comfortably between each. 2/3 out of the middle lungs and pause. And completely exhale out of the lower lungs and pause. And a long inhale. So do 2 more cycles, staggering the outward breath. After your next exhale, stagger both the inhale and the exhale. We'll do 3 cycles, staggering both, just in your own time. So don't rush it, just take your time. This practice can really help to slow down the breathing, bring more oxygen to the blood, really calming for the nervous system. So after your next exhale, just breathe naturally again. I'm just going to slowly start to wake the body again and start to stretch through the fingers and toes. You might want to roll your head slowly from side to side. And when you're ready, just roll over to your side. Take a couple of breaths there. And you can make your way up to a seated position. As we always finish our classes here at ASMY North Adelaide, we're going to practice kirtan meditation, mantra meditation, so just resting your heart and mind in the transcendental sound vibration. We sing the mantra Gauranga. Just let the sound wash over the heart and mind, purifying the heart and mind.
Oh
Just before opening the eyes, if you'd like to just rub your hands together, make them nice and warm. Just place that warmth briefly over the eyes. Namaste everyone. Thank you so much for doing some yoga meditation with me, and I hope to see you soon.